so long ago, England's women coasted through qualifiers, scoring hatfuls along the way. It started that way in this campaign too, but since then, it's been a bit tighter.
And there you get a sense of the wind power. Lucas goes to Scots! Well, it hasn't been the homecoming party that England expected, but it is a victory. Oh, that's a mistake, a dreadful mistake by Gareth Barcy. Belgium ahead! And absolutely nothing. Dennis Kamen. And a horrible moment for the England goalkeeper. And this could be curtains for England. No, straight to the goalkeeper. Nervy, low par. Only a ball in, Luco! Into Jill Scott. Carly's in there. Will it drop to Jill Scott? It does! It has taken a long time, but Jill Scott has rescued them and got them out of jail tonight. It's Carly. 1-0 England.
Really, really important goal for England.
England arrive in Wycombe looking to rediscover their mojo, but also knowing 2 wins against the same opponents in the space of 4 days should be enough to secure their qualification for the finals in the Netherlands next summer. But Serbia should not be taken lightly. They claimed a 1-1 draw in Belgium in their last qualifier back in November. Belgium were in action yesterday in Estonia. A comfortable 5-0 win put them 4 points clear at the top of qualifying Group 7. But if England win their next 2 matches, they'll go top with 2 games to play. The 6 runners-up with the best records across the 8 groups will also qualify directly for the final. 6 points for England against Serbia would almost certainly guarantee one of the best runners-up spots. Joining me, 2 players who between them have gone to 7 Euro finals. Former England goalkeeper Rachel Brown-Finnis and striker Rachel Yankee. Good to see you both. Rachel, what are you hoping to see from England?
Today I'm hoping to see us kick-starting this goal fest that we started with. We're looking at the lineups today. We're going to have a change of formation, players playing more in their natural positions, the likes of Farrah Williams in that holding midfield role where she can have an influence. So the change of formation I think will lead to a prolific sort of goal-scoring spree, which I think will hopefully build the confidence for England.
Rachel, do you think there has been a lack of confidence in recent games?
Yeah, I think so. I mean, I think the games that we've previously seen, it's been quite frustrating in England, sort of battling other teams that have played against them. Every team's gone and tried to really go out really defensively. So it's been about, can England break them down? And previously it's been a struggle. But I think today they've got to, you know, it's a more attacking team. Hopefully bring that flair, create chances for each other and get some goals and go out there with confidence.
And we certainly expect that against Serbia. Well, for all of those who've come to expect England to score plenty of goals in qualifiers, recent results have been a bit of a surprise. Sue Smith has been examining why finding the net has become elusive for the Lionesses.
When England beat Estonia 8-0 at the start of this campaign, it looked like normal service had resumed. In qualification for the World Cup last year, the Lionesses scored 52 goals in 10 games. But since returning from Tallinn, the goals have dried up, just 6 in their last 9 matches.
Jill Scott again has come up with a precious, precious England goal.
It's fair to point out, though, that 4 of those games were against the top 3 sides in the world, including 2 against Germany. But the last 3 qualifiers have yielded just 3 goals, and 2 of those have come from midfielder Jill Scott. There was relief all round when Karen Carney scored in the dying minutes against Bosnia last time out. It might be that their opponents are slightly changing their approach to playing England. Certainly Bosnia, ranked 62nd in the world, almost stopped England twice by completely blocking out the defence and showing virtually no ambition to cross the halfway line. Creating chances doesn't seem to be the problem. The Lionesses have had 50 attempts on goal in the last 3 qualifiers. Perhaps it's a lack of confidence in front of goal, and Mark Sampson's responded by dropping Tony Duggan and Eni Aluko. He's recalled fit again Jodie Taylor back to the squad, alongside the uncapped Nikita Paris and Rachel Daly. Danielle Carter scored a hat-trick on her England debut in Estonia. She also scored a memorable FA Cup final winner last month, but she's not in the squad. Neither is last season's WSL Golden Boot winner, Sunderland's Beth Mead. England don't let many in. Belgium's goal at Rotherham in April was the first that they conceded in nearly 14 years in a home qualifier. Mark Sampson's problem, though, is at the other end.
Well, this is how the England manager has responded. Rachel Daly, who plays her club football for Houston Dash in the United States, makes her debut up front alongside Ellen White, who last played for England in Estonia in September. Lucy Bronze and Laura Bassett are recalled to the defence. Karen Carney, who scored England's winner in Bosnia last time out, will play at the point of a midfield diamond. Izzy Christensen returns to the starting lineup after missing the games against Belgium and Bosnia through injury. Marianne Spacey once scored a hat-trick here at Adams Park for England against Scotland. She's now Mark Sampson's closest confidant on match day. Joe Curry's been talking to the assistant head coach.
Marianne, let's talk about the starting 11. A few England fans might not be too familiar with the name Rachel Daly. She starts, it's her first cap. What's the thinking behind her starting today?
I think Rachel's been really impressive in her start in the American League, and she's come over here, she's fitted in really well with the group, she's shown a real good character about herself, and she's been training really intensely and trained really, really well. So she's really forced herself into the starting lineup and given herself the best opportunity to make her debut. So we're all excited for her and looking forward to seeing what she produces.
Ellen White also starts up front. She's not played for England since September. What are you hoping she's going to bring?
I think with Ellen you always get consistency and you get sort of somebody that's got a real goal-scoring mentality in the penalty area. And what Ellen also brings is that, you know, Rachel making her first debut, Ellen's got that real sort of experience and she'll help and support Rachel throughout the game, but she'll also have a conviction in her own game that she'll do the very best that she can.
Now, goals have been a little bit hard to come by for England recently, just 4 in the last 6 games. As a former England striker yourself, what's been missing?
I think it's just getting on the end of chances. We've made a lot of chances and we've created a lot of chances, and our build-up play, I think, has been excellent. It's now just taking it to the next level and really getting on the end of it and putting the ball in the back of the net. And, you know, we've kind of done some work in training this week, and the girls are flying and the ball's been flying in the back of the net in training. So, you know, they're confident and they're looking forward to getting out on the pitch and scoring goals today.
Well, fingers crossed and best of luck.
Thank you very much.
So, yeah, another Rachel in the mix, Rachel Daly. What do you make of her? She's a bit of an unknown quantity.
She is, and I think, you know, hopefully that'll be to her advantage and England's advantage. It's a bold move from Mark Sampson to drop the likes of Tony Duggan and Eni Aluko initially, but Rachel Daly's come in off the back of a hot streak, playing really well for Houston Dash, really making a name for herself out in the USA. And I think it's a good sign that Mark Sampson is looking outside of the WSL, outside of England, and keeping tabs on players like Rachel Daly. The fact that she's coming in, she's going to want to impress. She knows that it's a difficult task to stay in that pool of strikers, to stay in the frame for the next games coming up. So she'll be looking to impress, and hopefully she'll hit the back of the net like she has been doing in training.
Rachel, what do you think Rachel will bring?
She's a Rachel. She's got to bring some good
She's
stuff.
already winning.
Definitely. No, I think it's fantastic. I mean, obviously, you know, on your debut, you want to come out here and you're going to be confident and you're going to try your best and you're going to give everything. So I think it's about how the team can really settle her into the game and play to her strengths and get her on the ball, and she'll be wanting to prove and show how good she is.
And from a new face to a more familiar one, Ellen White starts. We haven't seen her since she played against Estonia. I think that was at the end of last year.
Yeah, I mean, well,
September.
you know, Ellen's had the injuries, obviously the knee injuries, and she's come back from that, and she's in form. And I think that's where Mark Sampson's gone for 2 strikers that have obviously proved to him that they're in form and they're ready to start, and they need to go out there and they need to show it today.
And Lucy Bronze is back in favour. We haven't seen her for a while.
No, and I think having Lucy Bronze is one of the outstanding players in the World Cup last summer. For me, she should be, starting every England game because she brings so much as an attacking force as well as being a solid defender. So I'm excited to see her back in the frame. Today it looks like from the lineup that Mark Sampson's really going for it. He's got attacking players all across the pitch. He's got the likes of Isabel Christensen in midfield.
You'll be pleased she's back after injury.
Absolutely. I mean, she must be frustrated. She got initially her chance at England and took it, scored a great goal, been playing in great form for Man City, got a bad ankle injury, so he's back in now. So another chance for her to prove her worth for Mark Sampson.
OK, well, a year ago today, Mark Sampson and I were in Moncton in Canada, preparing for the Women's World Cup finals, which started 2 days later. Few gave the England squad much chance of going beyond the quarter-finals. Well, this week I went down memory lane with the England head coach. How would you reflect on the past 12 months?
Yeah, I mean, particularly the World Cup was an important phase in the women's football development, really. We needed that game changer. And by achieving that feat of a bronze medal and beating Germany in that really important match for us, we certainly gave the team a lot of confidence moving forward. But I think we also inspired a lot of hope back home within the women's football community and the genuine football supporters who wanted to connect with this team and wanted to get behind this team. So the whole journey was really special because the further we went, obviously the more historical landmarks were starting to tick off. And that comes with this huge sense of pride and again this huge sense of opportunity, because once you achieve one, you want a bit more and you want to get the next one. So the reflections are that there were big moments for us. Winning those knockout matches, which are no tomorrow games. You go into the game knowing that if you don't win this game, you're going home. There's no ifs or buts about it. So that takes a certain type of character, a certain type of player and person to handle that pressure and deliver.
But that also means expectations have changed. How have they changed since the World Cup? What are they now?
We've got to win every game now.
Obviously.
We've got to win 10-0. But that's cool, that's cool. I'm glad people are talking about this. I'm glad people are excited about the team. And one thing that's clear for us is that we scored quite a lot of goals at the tournament. We were one of the top scorers. We scored enough goals that history suggests would be enough to win a major championship. But to win major championships, you've got to keep clean sheets. Teams don't win major championships without keeping clean sheets. In 2013, Germany won the European Championships and only conceded 1 goal in the whole event and got 5 clean sheets. We conceded far too many goals in that tournament to win a major tournament. And it did cost us in the end. It was what stopped us getting over the line. So we're clear that with the way we play and the players we've got, we're going to score goals. And when it really matters, this England team will score goals.
So disappointing to concede against Belgium then at home?
Oh, absolutely. And occasionally when we do concede a goal, the fact that it's a shock and it's a talking point tells me that we are moving in the right direction. Defensively, I think we're in a great space. There's not many teams on this planet who enjoy playing against this England team. They know they're going to work hard. We know we're going to be in their face and make it difficult for them to score a goal past us. And we've just got to make sure that when we do get opportunities to score, we're a little bit more clinical. But if I look at the opportunities we created against Belgium, against Bosnia twice, we could have won every game 5 or 6-0.
So with that in mind, what can we expect against Serbia?
Well, I'm hoping we're going to see a lot of the same. We're going to see a team that are very well organised, very resolute, very disciplined, very aggressive with our pressure. But hopefully with the ball, when we do create chances, just a little bit more care with the final pass and the final shot. And if I look at the context of the season as well, one thing I'm pretty relaxed about is that we've got players now coming to us who are really feeling the benefit of a few games under their belt. When we played Belgium and Bosnia, we're pretty much in pre-season.
So with England being the best placed European team at the World Cup, could they be favourites for Euro 2017?
I think that would be very difficult for me to put us as favourites. I think we'd have a few teams who'd be having a big argument to say that wasn't the case. But look, I think there's a group of teams who will generally go to Holland with an ambition that they can win it. But it will always come down to who's prepared the best, who's willing to fight the hardest, and who gets a bit of luck on a day. And we've got to make sure those first 2 boxes, which are in our control, we get right. We've got to go there, fight for our lives to try and be competitive. We'll have the belief we can win it. That's without a shadow of doubt, is the belief. But we've just got to make sure that we work hard now between now and then to go there and try and perform as best we can.
So a lot has happened in the past year. What do you think Mark Sampson's learned in the last 12 months?
I think he's learned a lot. I mean, he's new to this role as an international manager, and throughout the World Cup he tinkered with his squad, he played different personnel, different formations pretty much for every game. And most of this European Championship qualifying, and certainly the last few games, He's played a few plays out of position and it hasn't quite worked. So I'm happy that he's changed his formation again today to suit the team, to go out more attacking. I still don't think he knows what his best team is and what best formation to play that team in. But what he certainly does, and what the girls have learned, are different tactics that they can play against different opposition.
Well, we nicknamed him the Tinkerman during the World Cup, didn't we? How do you think expectations have changed, given that England were the team that had failed to win a knockout match and they went on to bring home bronze medals and be the best placed European team at the World Cup?
Yeah, definitely. I mean, well, that's why other teams want to, you know, when they play against England, they want to bank up and not let England attack and not give them any space. And that's why it's now difficult for England to break down teams. It's frustrating, but they've got to make sure. I think something strong that Mark Sampson said there, it was about the belief, and they've got to believe even when it's difficult against teams and it's 0-0 towards the final minutes, but always believe that they can score. They've done that in these qualifying games. They've not been fantastic, but they're getting the wins, they're getting the 3 points, they're getting the points on the table, and they need to go out there and make sure, however they do it today, even if it's not we'd love to see a 5-goal thriller.
We want to see goals.
I know, we'd love to see it, but if we don't, it's about getting those points.
OK. Well, something happened in England's last home game, which hadn't occurred since 2002. They conceded a goal in a home qualifier. Janice Cayman's effort for Belgium followed a mistake by Karen Bardsley. But the Manchester City goalkeeper is determined to bounce back, as she told Sue Smith.
Oh, and that's a mistake, a dreadful mistake by Karen Bardsley. Belgium ahead, and a horrible moment for the England goalkeeper. The first home qualifying goal conceded by England in 13 years.
How did you pick yourself up from that?
Obviously, it was disappointing, but I'm still really proud of, you know, the way I kind of managed like the rest of the game and my performance for the rest of the 89 minutes and 30 seconds, you know, what have you. But you know, as a keeper, you have to look back at the incident, you know, analyze it on video, but then you kind of go, okay, how can I learn from this? I've kind of just put it to bed, moved on, and taken the opportunity to focus on something else. And coming back from that trip, going back into the domestic season, we've managed to keep, you know, 7 consecutive clean sheets at Man City. So, you know, because we all hate conceding. Everyone does.
Mark Sampson obviously came out and said you're his number one. That must give you confidence as well.
Yeah, it does. You know, like I was really grateful for the support and the support of the girls and everything. And it's really nice to hear that. And sometimes it feels like it might be just like a token gesture sometimes after an incident, but you know, they're all like super supportive, and I couldn't be more grateful for that.
The qualification campaign so far, how would you sum it up?
It's obviously been difficult for us to score some goals lately, but you know, I think we're still really positive. You know, we had to show a lot of character out of the last 2 games, but I still think we're very confident in our own abilities, and you know, really looking forward to getting back out on the pitch and kind of just building on our last outing. You know, I think we've got a lot more to offer. And I think the team is in a pretty good place at the minute. Everyone seems like happy and excited and, you know, ready to just get playing again.
Just want to look a little bit at the Olympics. Must be so disappointed not to be going this year. You were, you know, an ever-present in 2012. So
yeah.
How much of a disappointment was that to you?
Yeah, it was. It's a bummer. I mean, I don't think there's any way you can, you know, we would love to be there. I think any athlete would love another opportunity at tournament experience, and it is disappointing that we can't go, especially since we qualified outright, you know, so it just feels like a missed opportunity. But then again, you know, we're focused again on just kind of qualifying for the Euros and just making sure that we do our jobs, you know, when called upon.
Looking ahead at the Serbia game, what are you expecting from them?
If they're going to be one of those teams that are going to be really hard to break down, they're going to be looking to, you know, kind of bank up and block us a little bit. So they're going to make it difficult for us to really penetrate and get opportunities on goal. So I'm expecting a physical battle, but, you know, I'd like to think that we'll come out on top.
The best goalkeepers in the world make mistakes. How does Karen Bardsley bounce back from this? What do you do?
It's part of the nature of being a goalkeeper. You make mistakes. Some of them really high profile that everybody sees, some of them that, you know, nobody sees, and it's part of your psyche to be able to deal with those mistakes. So for Karen Bardsley, for world-class goalkeepers, I don't think it's a problem. As she said, she played the rest of the game flawlessly, and that's a sign of a world-class goalkeeper that she is. So it's an error, and it has to be instantly boxed off, forgotten about, reviewed after the game, of course, picked apart, but it's about looking forwards. So she has been a kind of a linchpin for this team and ever present, and will be moving forwards.
OK, well, Serbia are very much a squad in development, and they're missing their influential striker Jovana Damjanovic, who scored in their draw against Belgium. Goalkeeper Suzanne Nilsson plays her club football in Sweden, the country of her birth, while Jelena Cankovic had a spell a couple of years ago with Barcelona.
Oh, it's a huge game. It's coming to England, playing against top 5, I think, and it's just a great feeling. I hope it will be a lot of spectators, and hopefully we will keep up with them and give the audience a good match.
We are, I think, the younger team in our group. So lots of players go abroad now, and it can help, of course, when we go to the stronger leagues. It can help into Serbian football, women's football, that a lot of girls start to play, a lot of young girls. So in Serbia, the women's football is in development. So it helps when the girls go to other countries. It helps a lot.
So Jelena Cankovic is their midfield dynamo, their number 10. How much of a threat do you think she'll be?
Well, I think, you know, coming here with these fans, I know it's English fans, but you want, you know, a midfield player like that, you want to go and inspire the crowd, and also you want to keep this crowd quiet. So I think today will be a big game. She spoke about, you know, football in England, how it could inspire people back in her own country, and I think, you know, it's about the Serbian team. They're a young team. They're going to want to come and prove a point here today, and England have to be careful and respect that, but also have to go and get the job done.
Exactly. This is Serbia's biggest game in qualifying so far. They will have a point to prove and step up.
Absolutely they will, and you know they've nothing to lose. They're a young team who've come here. This is a huge stage for them, and Serbian women's football is just kind of getting off the ground, is really in its grassroots level, and they'll be wanting to make a name for themselves. Getting a scalp of England, I'm sure, will get into the news at home and help Serbian women's football.
Quick predictions from you both?
I'm hoping a 3-4-0 to England. Something like that. Fingers crossed.
Fingers crossed.
It'll definitely be a clean sheet for England, and I'm going to go with 4-0.
4-0, okay.
Yeah, I'm confident.
All right. At half-time, we'll have highlights of Scotland's crucial qualifier against Iceland last night. But here in Wycombe, England and Serbia are about to appear from the tunnel. Before they do, some last-minute thoughts from three Lionesses.
Pulling on the shirt, wearing the Three Lions, there's nothing like it. It's the biggest honour and the biggest pride you can have.
The fans are massive for us, cheering us on to victory. There's nothing else like it. 12 Lions all the way.
I think it'll be a tough game. We need 3 points, we need a big win, and hopefully loads of goals from a firing England team.
It's a vital Euro 2017 qualifier. Can England stamp their authority on this group? Here to talk us through the action are former England international Sue Smith and Jonathan Pearce.
Thanks, Tina. Good afternoon, everyone. Sad day, really. The greatest champion of them all, Muhammad Ali, gone. A great champion of women's sport. And though England against Serbia in a European Championship qualifier wouldn't have been on his radar, he would have appreciated the investment, the development and the improvement in England's women's football over the last 3 years since the last Euro finals. Mind you, for that improvement to continue in the short term, they need to win their back-to-back games against Serbia. Anything short of that would leave them open to a top 2 challenge from the Serbs. Group winners go through, of course, and the best runners-up. Cool, grey evening in Wycombe, where England teams have done well in the past, but they need to improve on recent creativity problems. They need to move the ball quicker. They need to get their shots away earlier if they are to win as comfortably as they should win here today, Sue.
Yeah, and I agree with the girls in the studio. I think it should be a comfortable win, but that's a big should. They need to make sure that they are resilient at the back. They're very compact, and I think going forward they have to be creative, and it's about that final ball and that clinical ball and being clinical when they're in front of goal, because I think that's something they have been creating chances, but they've just not been scoring them.
4,000 tickets have been sold by yesterday. What a full house at Adams Park as we await, of course, the anthems. One or two of those England players looking a little bit nervy, not Farah Williams. No reason for her to be nervous. She enters her 154th international. Serbian team looking to their left. The official Serbian flag is at that end of the ground. One or two chuckles. Our presentation team are also at that end of the ground. Maybe a few chuckles at the fashion sense of the presentation team. Samson, the England manager, looking on with Marianne, who, as we heard, once scored a hat-trick for England on this ground. Big day for Steph Houghton, the England captain, and indeed for Karen Bardsley, who spoke to Sue so confidently, resolutely in that interview, I felt, before kick-off. Now, Rachel Day, England debut, to cure those scoring problems. She's been impressive with Houston Dash and in training this week, and Ellen White recalled after 9 months in the wilderness. She bronze in her first start in these qualifiers, and Jill Scott will be targets in the air. Supply them from the returning Christensen and Carney, crucial. Laura Bassett's first start in defence in the qualifying campaign makes it 5 changes for England. No Jordan Nobbs on the bench, injured in training. Jodie Taylor also in the stands, with Eni Aluko and Tony Duggan axed from the squad, and Fran Kirby dropping out injured this week. Why experienced options up front for England are limited. Serbia's drawing Belgium, worthy of respect for the Belgians. That they had 25 shots on that day. Serbia had 1. Coach Boris Asic doubles up as manager of domestic champions Spartak Subotica. 3 of his first teamers here, Kistic, Ilic and Poljak. Jankovic won the Hungarian double this year with Ferencvaros, good player. Šmilkovic and Radojičić are at Valor in Iceland, regular trophy winners there at a good standard. But Jovana Damjanovic, who scored in Belgium, the player who most concerned England, she's out injured. She'll be missed by them, and that's a relief for Mark Sampson, because I know they worried about her.
Massive relief. She plays on the left-hand side, and she's very good with her right foot, so she'll just cut in field and try and find the bottom corner. So I know that's something that Mark Sampson and his team were working on initially, but they were pleased when they realised she wasn't in.
There's Rachel Daly for her debut. You know her well. She was at Lincoln with you.
I do, and I'm really pleased for her. Playing at Houston Dash, she's picking up individual awards out there, which just shows what a type of player, what a talented player she is, and she's in form, so to bring her in is excellent for her, and I think she'll show just what she's about. She actually played left back when I played with her at Leeds and at Lincoln, so she's now moved further forward, but she'll be good in the air. You mentioned that earlier. She'll be one that will be getting on the end of crosses.
England unbeaten at home in 11 European Championship qualifiers, going back to a 3-0 defeat against Norwich, against Norway. None of those England team players out there were on display that day. In fact, who in this stadium was in that last England defeat? Let me have a look round. Sue Smith, you were in that team that day.
I knew you would bring that up. When I showed you that stat, I said, please don't say that. I knew it was going to come up.
And when you consider he lost to Norwich and stuff. And there's Izzy Christiansen back after injury. Good to see her back.
Yeah, she's been out for 2 months with an ankle injury. She was playing so well before that injury, won the PFA Player of the Year award, real worker. I think she'll do well today. I think she'll want to prove a point along with a lot of the other players that have come in for the first time in a while.
New kick-off rule brought in at the start of June. Ball doesn't have to go forward these days, can go backwards. First time we've seen that at international level. And booted up long towards Jill Scott. We're going to see a fair amount of that today, I think, for England. Her getting up front. It's cleared away then towards Radojicic with the big fair hair and the green boots playing up front for Serbia. She has scored in qualifying against Estonia. They were very expansive against Estonia. Well, I think most teams are, but they're a different team up against better opposition, but that was given away cheaply by Williams. England will have to be watchful. Christiansen, headed down by Daly. Christiansen, the Women's Footballer of the Year. And there's a little clip that gives England the free kick for the challenge on our most capped footballer. Williams takes it to the captain. Lauded for her ambition, her desire, her hunger when she was given the armband, Steph Houghton. Back it comes then to Rachel Daly. Got a shot away early, and I know that's what has impressed Mark Sampson in training this week. She's been the top scorer for England in training sessions, and she's got those shots away early. Karen Carney all the way through and away for a goal kick, but it's a bright start by England.
It is, and Rachel Daly, just going back to her, she originally got called up a few years back and didn't actually, she got into the squad but then didn't keep her place, so I think that's something that she really wants to do. She wanted to impress in training. She's got that starting position now, so she will want to take those shots early and test the keeper, and if she could get a goal early on, that just builds the confidence.
She showed Mark Sampson and his coaching staff she wanted to wear the shirt with the 3 lions on the front. Christiansen. Greenwood getting forward. She does so well. Couldn't keep it in play. Those forward runs maybe crucial for her place in the side. Claire Rafferty at the moment out of the reckoning. She has got a hamstring injury.
I think both Alex Greenwood and Lucy Bronze are going to have to provide that width, especially with the diamond formation that England are playing. I think the fullbacks will have to get on, and they will have to provide that width to be able to get the crosses in.
He said the door is open for Claire Rafferty and indeed all the other squad members. Katie Chapman, she's out for domestic reasons at the moment, and Enia Luca and Tony Duggan. He's spoken to both of those players individually and outlined what he thinks at the moment are shortcomings in their game. A strange one though, because they're so experienced.
They are. I think it just shows that the competition for places at the moment in all positions. You mentioned Claire Rafferty, Alex Greenwood. They're two quality left backs. Debbie Stokes, who's actually in the squad, 3 quality left backs there, and it's all over the pitch now. So he's got a real pool of players to choose from.
Williams orchestrating from the heart of midfield. Bronze making the run. Cut out there though by Tijana Kirstic, born in Lokeren in Belgium, but Spartak Subotica champion on 5 occasions. Carney. Good movement from Carney already. White tries to get the cross in. She's worked so hard to get her place back in the side.
Yeah, she has, and she's been playing well for Notts County as well. So again, another player in form. And that just shows Mark Sampson's looking at players, and if you're playing well for your club, then why not come and play internationally?
3 England players going short for the corner there. That's interesting to open up room in the middle, and they nearly exploited it. The shot over by Ellen White.
The intensity that England have shown so far is so much more than they have in the last couple of games that I've seen, and this is unlucky for Ellen White. She had so much time and space. Knew what she was trying to do, but just couldn't get head over the ball to keep it down. But good movement initially to create that chance.
Wasn't in the squad that played in the She Believes Cup in the United States of America earlier this year. England do look sharper. They're well in, of course, to the domestic season, which is important. When they opened up the European Championship campaign, they just finished the domestic season, and the early games this year, they were just getting going again.
That makes such a difference as well, that match fitness.
Jill Scott, bronze, who was such a success at the World Cup finals last summer, got into the tournament best 11. Williams. Christensen for the current league leaders, Manchester City, of course. Another contingent of their players in the squad. Here's Smilkovic, the most experienced player with 75 internationals to her name. She scored against England in injury time of the 1-1 draw back in September 2011. Bronze. Good run there by Daly, took it up with confidence. Interesting that Mark Sampson said they need to improve their passing, they need to get their shots away with accuracy, because that really has let them down in the opening couple of games we've seen this season.
It's been the final ball, the build-up play's been great, and as soon as they've got to that final third, it's just that clinical pass to a player or into space just hasn't been there. So I know that's something they've been working on in training.
It's too long for Ellen White. Mark Sampson's team opened up with that 8-0 win in Estonia, a narrow 1-0 win against Bosnia down at Ashton Gate in Bristol, and then they had the draw at home to Belgium, Jill Scott rescuing them that day, and the 1-0 win in Bosnia, Karen Carney's late goal. These real crossroads games, these two matches against Serbia now. It's away by big Damjanovic, who plays in Denmark with the current league leaders there, Fortuna Hjering. Greenwood. Strangely, no one for Serbia picking up Farah Williams. Headed away by Alexandra Kosovic. Only a second international for her, and first in these championships. Smilkovic, too long the pass for Radojicic. Two Vala Reykjavik players. Good spell with Subotica, winning the league 3 times there in Serbia. They're very much the dominant club side in Serbia.
You can see straight away as well how Serbia are lining up. It's definitely a 4-5-1, and they don't seem to even be trying to press England at the back. They're just looking for the counter-attack, and that just makes it difficult for England. They have to remain patient, just try and build in their play and keep that intensity high, keep moving the ball 1 and 2 touch, because they'll try and be physical and try and win the ball back. But it's a very defensive lineup, which we thought it was going to be.
A possible chance there for an effort. Comes into Radojicic instead. Jonovic got the pass away, might have had a shot. We thought she might play at the back, Jonovic. She's more of a midfield player, and Tenkov, who can play midfield or defence. We thought she might be in midfield, but she's playing centre-half alongside Damjanovic. Mirela Tenkov, wearing 4, plays for Red Star Belgrade. Farah Williams. Carney, lovely touch, she was clattered there. Play on, good use of the advantage. Here's White. Oh, off the stanchion, I think, and the little bit of stanchion, little bit of post, and away. Good chance for England.
Very good play from England, and this comes from Farah Williams in the middle, pivotal. Karen Carney, excellent touch, and good play from Rachel Daly to just feed Ellen White. That's what Ellen White will do, she'll play off the shoulder.
Angler, crossbar and post. Carney looks really on top of her game, and she's brought down as well, quite cynically there by Kosovic. Very impressive use of the advantage moments ago by the referee from Finland, Leena Lahtavara.
Karen Carney looks sharp. Every touch that she has seems to take her forward. She wants to drive her players, make things happen. That's what you want from a number 10.
Captain stepping up to take responsibility. Steph Houghton scored 8 goals for England in her 71 internationals, 1 this season. Lucy Bronze on the end of the wall. Will peel away from there and hopefully leave a hole. Well, she's wandered away from there, actually. Now, will she go back in? Yes, she does. Trying to make a nuisance of herself. Horton could score here. And very nearly did. Nielsen got across to save the Djurgården Swedish-born goalkeeper, but she hadn't really lined her wall up very effectively at all. And Carney forces the corner, and England well on top in the opening exchanges.
Steph Horton with a free kick, and got to make the keeper work from there, and that's exactly what she did. Nielsen with a decent save, but it's all England, first 10 minutes.
Williams will take it. Goalkeeper came out. Jill Scott took a tumble in there, but a good claim by Nielsen. Born in Sweden to Serb parents. Made all her career there. Jill Scott, 5'11", an obvious target in that penalty area. Is that another foul on Christensen? Laura Bassett played one European Championship qualifier to date. It was down in Bristol against Bosnia. She played in holding midfield that day. Carney. And it comes then for Daly, little dummy from Rachel Daly. She's the 31st player used by England in qualifying so far. Carney, Christensen. Lovely football from England here. They're playing really well. Need a goal though. Greenwood crosses into the middle. Powerful header away by Damjanovic. She very much holds that defence together. Greenwood pokes it through. Christensen offside. They had 9 outfield players back inside their penalty area there, Serbia.
That's what they're setting up to do, isn't it? Frustrate England. But England are moving the ball really well. This is the chance from Ellen White, and I was unlucky. Her movement's been excellent. In fact, England's movement has been excellent. Steph Horton free kick there. But the way that they're interchanging positions, their movement very fluid. It's good so far. They just need that goal just to settle them down.
Christensen buzzes around in midfield, got good mobility. Had Jordan Nobbs been fully fit, whether she would have started. She picked up an injury in training. They weren't happy with that situation, the England medical staff, so she sits this one out. White tried to combine there with Christensen again. That's out by Mirela Tenkov. And just the one game in qualifying so far, the Red Star player. Carney usually beats the opponent into the box, looking for a good run by Daly, and it was a strong challenge by Daly on Tenkov. Here's Greenwood. Christensen looking for Jill Scott. Part of the game plan that to get Jill Scott in from the right-hand side supporting role into that sort of area.
If you get good deliveries into the box like that, Jill Scott will get on the end of them. She makes those late runs into the box that's difficult for defenders to pick up. That's unlucky, she just couldn't glance the header down.
Already has 3 goals in qualifying, 16 in all, in 107 appearances for England, who are well on top. Williams back to Lucy Bronze. Curious that she was out for so long this season. She came on as a substitute in the last game, the winner away in Bosnia. Carney, Scott. Enjoying herself, Karen Carney, today. You can see that. Such a talented player, as we saw in the World Cup finals. Free kick here for Serbia. A moment of respite for them. Really looks on top of her game today.
She looks sharp. She really does, and every time she gets the ball, she's looking to make something happen. think the movement with herself, Rachel Daly and Ellen White has looked good when she's gone forward. Rachel Daly or Ellen White's dropped into her position.
Didn't have a happy day at Wembley the other week in the FA Cup final when Arsenal beat Chelsea, Karen Carney. And those creative players really didn't show up that day, Chelsea. There's White. Cross into the middle, looking for Bronze to get forward. Header save. Well, we saw what she could do in the World Cup finals with her goals against Norway and Canada.
So athletic, Lucy Bronze. She will get up and down that line. And again, you think when Ellen White looks into the box, who's going to be the first player in there? Lucy Bronze from full back, and that's a good header. That's what she'll do. And then she'll work back and she'll win the ball defensively.
And she's had to work hard to get her place back. She missed the first couple of qualifiers injured. Star of Canada 2015. But no one in this squad is as short of a place in the starting lineup. Carney will touch off to Jill Scott. 15 minutes gone, no goals. Cara Williams. Oh, lovely ball in. Alex Greenwood here for England. 1-0. They've been on top since the word go. And that's a special moment for Alex Greenwood, who gets the opening goal of this game. Lovely move, incisive passing, moved the ball quickly, took it well.
Oh, it's a fantastic ball from Farrah Williams, just to play the ball in between the fullback and the centre half. But what good movement from the fullback. I spoke of Lucy Bronze on the right-hand side, Alex Greenwood on the left-hand side, and then a lovely, cool, calm finish. She takes a touch, just sets her up onto her left foot. She actually took it a little bit wide, but hit it exactly where she should have done. Really bad defending from Serbia, but excellent football from England.
Back on Merseyside now in her club career. Was an Everton player, went to Notts for a year. Now back in her hometown at Liverpool, enjoying herself there. And gets a goal for her country. Made the last couple of qualifiers, seems to have won that left-back berth now. Williams. Well, nutmeg.
I much prefer Williams in the centre of the park. She's pivotal in everything that's good for England. She gets on the ball, she makes things happen, she can pass long, she can pass short, very good vision, real experience. I think when she played out wide in the diamond or of the right, wasn't involved enough.
Izzy Christensen gives England a different dimension as well in midfield. Couldn't keep that in.
She gives them energy, likes to get forward, again, likes to get on the ball. All of the players I'm looking at England, they like to play football, like to move the ball quickly. And when you're playing against a team that are just going to sit back like Serbia, that's what you have to have.
Paul Smiles, the manager, not the Serbian boss. His son is amongst his coaching staff. Daly. Carney floats it in. Greenwood up again, looking for a second. She's already doubled her goal tally as an England player with that very well taken opener today. Farrah Williams. Serbia are playing into England's hands here, Sue. They're not pressing it anywhere near high enough.
They're just sat in their own half.
This is Cankovic. He can create. She's a talented player. We've seen that with the Ferencvaros and in her title-winning years at home with Subotica. She's struggling to get back there, Cankovic. Seems to be hobbling and slowing. Given away there by Christensen. That's a strong challenge. The referee allowed it to go on. Cankovic. Poljak, the number 7, I don't think has touched the ball yet. She's only 17. Here's Bassett. Missed the last 5 games for England. A likeable character. Pass from Bassett was too long for Alex Greenwood, but good to see Laura Bassett back. She was the player you remember, everyone last year, who suffered that cruel heartache against Japan in the World Cup at semi-final. But she was strong enough to get over it and come back. Very dependable, I think.
She really is, and she showed real mental toughness to come back from that and have an excellent game against Germany. But she'd actually had a really good tournament. It was just that one mistake that unfortunately people remembered.
I think the support on social media was so strong, it really touched her and helped her get over that nightmare on the pitch.
She's a real character, real leader.
Looking to get through to her 4th European finals, Laura Bassett. Steph Houghton, all the time in the world. And runners-up in 84 and again in 2009 in this competition. Carney, Scott, bronze. Took a good challenge to stop her. The game plan is working really well. Get the fullbacks high, and as she looked across her, Alex Greenwood was coming into the far post already.
So much space out wide for the fullbacks. Like you say, the game plan is spot on. This is just a goal again. What a ball that is, just in between the centre half and the fullback. And then that is a cool, calm finish from a fullback. Defensively very poor if you're looking at it from that point of view, but from an England perspective, good play.
We get lots of messages, Sue, always asking about your fitness with Doncaster Bells. I'm going to stop your mum texting us, but anyway, tell us how your fitness is coming on.
I'm getting there. I would have actually been on the bench for the Arsenal game, but unfortunately it got rained off. Typical.
Here's Lucy Bronze, couldn't keep it in play. It's the Serbian manager. Real strange form guy. You look at their games so far, you know, they did have that result in Belgium. Highly commendable. They lost against Bosnia at home. Well, Bosnia, when they played in England, offered up nothing in terms of attack whatsoever. In the same way, Serbia went to Belgium and very, very cagey, and it paid off for them.
Yeah, I think a very inconsistent team. I think by all accounts, the stats showed that they just defended against Belgium and it worked for them.
England can't make mistakes. We'll have Dojicic chasing down on Steph Houghton.
I think that's the only problem when you're playing against a team that it's a really easy game for the England players, and you have to remain concentrated for the entire 90 minutes. There's that one mistake and they just shut up shop.
Williams showed too much of the ball really there. There's Christensen, scuffed the pass. Poljak couldn't win it back. She looks a little bit overawed, the teenager. In comes the cross, zipped all the way through. Daly dropping deep to play, making look for her erstwhile strike partner. Mark Sampson described the two of them as a twin-pronged strike partnership for England. But at times Karen Carney has run beyond them, at times Jill Scott has run beyond them. Really good display, but only the one goal. Kojovic, Shankovic. Again, Poljak couldn't pick up the ball. It was a horrible pass to her. Carney being chased there by Marija Ilic, normally the holding player in midfield with the long sort of auburn hair. Smilkovic, league winner on a couple of occasions at home, and cup winner in Valur in Iceland. Carney comes back here to Christensen. And White thought she was offside. A poor clearance away. Greenwood with the cross back in. Daly riding it over the bar by Bronze. All England.
It is all England, and it's fullback to fullback. I think Rachel Daly initially, and I think it just fell at Lucy Bronze too quickly. I don't think she could adjust her feet quick enough to be able to get the head over. She's got a head in her hands. I think she thinks she should have done a little bit better there, but it did come at her at some pace.
There's one for Manchester City this season, top of the table, of course. And they look surefire favourites now to go on and win the title.
They do. They've been in top form. Not conceding a goal in the WSL. Defensively very solid and going forward excellent. Here's
their captain going forward, captain of club and country. Bronze. Daly, low cross, away by Damjanovic, and a corner kick. From this platform, England should go on and win this comfortably. Scott in there. Well, Greenwood look for Jill Scott to flick it on. No, she looks for Lucy Bronze, coming in at the far post, just wide. That one was right out of the World Cup finals set-piece workbook from last year.
It really was. What good movement. Just got herself in front of two defenders, won the ball in the air. Really athletic Lucy Bronze. Rises above everyone and just past the far post. That's unlucky. Excellent delivery from Alex Greenwood. When you've got a ball that's whipped in with so much pace, you've got to get your head on it.
England dominant, 9 attempts on goal. I very much doubt Serbia will have one in 90 minutes, not the way they're playing. Cankovic. It was a little bit high there by the playmaker in the challenge. Referee says go on. And that is the throw to Serbia. England must not get nonchalant. Just remembering that result in Belgium. He knows that. They found it very difficult to get any video evidence, if you like, on the Serbian team. I have watched them, of course. I studied a video this week of their performance against Estonia. A rare touch of the ball, I feel, today for Karen Bardsley. Hasn't she bounced back after that error against Belgium so well with that run of clean sheets for Manchester City?
Yeah, she's such a good character, Karen Bardsley. When I spoke to her, it was just forget that, learn from it, forget that mistake and move on, and let's be positive and look forward, and that's what she's about. She's that type of person, and she's done so well for Manchester City, and that'll carry on into her international form.
Williams, 153 caps, should go on and win 200 if they're all as easy as this one. Smilkovic will clear it away off Greenwood. That's a Serbian throw. England go on to win this comfortably, and it's all ifs, buts and maybes at the moment, and win in the week. Do you think that Mark Sampson should settle roughly on, on a side, not an 11, but maybe a 14 or a 15?
I think he doesn't know his starting 11. I don't think he knows his centre-half partnership, which is really important. He's tried a number of players there. Casey Stoney's played there. Gilly Flaherty's played there. And now Laura Bassett. So I think you need to at least have your back four, or at least your centre-half partnership. And then, yes, if they play well, then can you carry that momentum forward and that consistency? I think that makes such a difference. I think that's why Manchester City have been so good in the WSL. They've kept their back five, if you like, and they've been difficult to break down.
And Williams also important to have a relationship with the centre-backs in picking the ball up off them and playmaking from that deep role. This is Ilic. Damjanovic away. Williams there again. She's having an excellent game for England and goes for goal, and that would have been special.
I can't believe that Serbia haven't put anybody on Farrah Williams. She's just making everything happen for England in there. She's picking the ball up and she's even creating chances for herself. But you would certainly put someone on her, because it starts from Farrah Williams. Like you said, she picks the ball up from the centre-half and she'll look for that pass.
Arsenal player these days, but a Chelsea fan, started there. White with a dipping shot, and the keeper just got back. Christensen follows up, but very nearly makes it two. How was the scoreline just 1-0?
goalkeeper's injured there, but a speculative effort from Ellen White. I think she's just thought, I'm going to have a go. Is the goalkeeper slightly off the line? Goalkeeper makes a hash of it. Her positioning was all wrong, and Izzy Christiansen, good movement to follow up. That's what you ask. You ask of whether it's another centre forward or if it's your midfielder. Always follow up, and that's what she did there, but just couldn't get that clinical shot away. She will have wanted to have done better there, because Izzy Christiansen gets herself into good positions like that for Manchester City and often puts them away.
Well, they do have a problem with the goalkeeper. She's okay now, though. Christiansen, meanwhile, looks really like Carney, like Williams, on top of her game today. You have to take the standard of opposition into consideration, and Serbia are poor. Bronze. Damjanovic very nearly caught in possession in her own 6-yard area. If in doubt, get it out. Horton, Williams. Maybe through to the goalkeeper, Nielsen. Say Serbia poor, but as one wise old football sage said, you can only beat the team in front of you.
And that's very true. They are poor. They've not offered anything going forward. Their passing's been poor. They've been giving the ball away, but England haven't allowed them to do that.
Here's Carney, trying a clip shot, bounces here then towards Rachel Daly. Still going. And fouling Chankovic. Just a possibility that she could try a little bit too hard in a way on her England debut. Just explain there, Sue, what I mean.
I think when it's your debut, you obviously want to impress, and you do everything a little bit more than probably what you would normally do in a game without playing your own game. But Rachel Daly will do that for you all day long. Both her and Ellen White, their work ethic is phenomenal. Rachel Daly, because probably she's been a left back, she defends from the front and she stops defenders from playing the ball out, and she's caused problems for Serbia by doing that, by pressurising, and that sets everybody else up to do the same job, if you like.
Very good explanation of what I tried to say, but it means that you're understanding me, which is remarkable as well, considering you've travelled around the world. Getting there. Here's White.
It took a while.
Williams. Out by Tenkov. And another speculative effort. Farah Williams, well, they said they were going to get shots away early. That's what they've been working on all week, and they are.
They're just testing the keeper at every opportunity. Like I say, Farah Williams, acres and acres of space. Took a touch, took another touch, and was able to strike at goal.
Carney. All the space in the world here for Greenwood. White challenging. Ooh, that's a penalty! Tenkov got too close, didn't need to be that close in there. If anything, the ball was going out. Ellen White couldn't have created, but there was a touch. She protests. Penalty to England.
I think it was a penalty as well. Like I say, Ellen White was taking the ball away from goal. No need to barge into the back of her. So as she's taking the ball away, it probably would have even gone out of play.
Karen Carney will take it. 26 goals for England. Scored away in Bosnia in the last game. It was a crucial match winner. This to put England 2-0 up. They deserve to be 2 ahead. Oh, she has to replace the ball. Well, that'll just blurred her focus, and she has to replace it back on the spot. She doesn't want to put it in the dip of the spot. There's a little dip there. See, it's rolled back. That's what she's, I think, saying to the referee. Any reason for alarm? No. 2-0 England.
Karen Carney did ever so well there, because that, when you have to replace the ball, you start thinking, you maybe change your mind. She had it set in her mind exactly what she was going to do. That's experience for you. Right in the bottom corner, goalkeeper had absolutely no chance.
Well, I would expect on the eve of their departure to France for the European Championship finals of this summer, the England men's team are watching this, and it would be lovely to see or hear some messages from them to the England women, maybe at half-time or full-time. So if you're watching, boys, get on your mobiles and let's see what you think about these Lionesses today. Yes, this is a good performance. Williams into Carney. Good European Championship qualifying campaign, largely for the home nation Scotland, have done it extremely well so far. One under control here by Horton. Last 10 minutes of the first half, England comfortable at 2-0 up. Christensen. Away by Tenkov, gave away the penalty. Serbia, I thought they momentarily had gone to a centre-back three with Kristic, who's gone out wide there, dropping in alongside Damjanovic and Tenkov, and Poljak dropping back to left wing. Surely they haven't gone ultra-defensive at 2-0 down. What's the point? We'll wait and see if they have done that, or it's just a momentary. I think it was just momentary. He's just covering across. Carney. I think there's been a foul. Jankovic. Now Poljak. Weird sort of slump of the shoulders there as she lost possession, the teenager. Carney. Ball away to Jill Scott. Could be a third here for England. No, the cross overstruck beyond the far post. White and Daly had made the same sort of run. Williams. Carney making a good run into the penalty area. Daly. Leg on Jankovic, Poljak, Ilic. Well played. Jankovic pursued by Jill Scott, who fouled her.
And that's what I've been really impressed with England. Yes, their movement's been very good, the way that they've gone forward with pace, their intensity, but also their work rate at winning the ball back. As soon as they give the ball away, there's one or two players trying to win the ball back. In a really good, solid performance, and it's like they're all playing for their places, which they probably are.
Here's Scott. Oh, well played, Izzy Christensen. Greenwood. Back to the Manchester City player. Here's Jill Scott, her club mate. And Marija Ilic. Spartak Sopotska tried to get it away. A free kick has been given. They do play the ball dangerously around inside their own box, Serbia. England unbeaten in 47 qualifying matches in European Championship or World Cup football since they lost to France in a playoff game at Selhurst Park in 2002. It was a game they should have won, and barring an unbelievable collapse, they will win this. Just by how many? Here's Karen Carney. To Daly. Tenkov with the clearance. Here's Farah Williams. Look at the space. Jill Scott.
I think Serbia are only higher, so I think there'll be even more space for England if they keep moving the ball quickly. Serbia just can't keep up.
Well, they've enjoyed the space of Buckinghamshire today, England. Jill Scott. Carney with the cross, Christensen with a header on. Something my granddad used to enjoy, the open spaces of Buckingham. She was manager of Wycombe Wanderers, Sue. Did you know that? In the late after the First World War?
I didn't know.
Yeah, his opportunities for space were somewhat limited after that when he nearly got nicked. He was not a good boy, my granddad. It's a story for another day. Anyway, there you are. Scott through to Karen Carney. Comes back to Jill Scott. Oh, sliced very nearly into her own net, I thought, for a moment, but across the goal it went. Not a good clearance at all by Jonovic. Plays for the Vojvodina club. This is only her 9th appearance in the side. Not really been in the game. She's one of the players who should really be closer to Farah Williams. Bronze. 5 minutes left in the first half. England well in control. Carney. Hamilton came to meet that. White, good header of the ball. Bronze couldn't keep it in play. Another reason why Ellen White's back in the side. Mark Sampson was pinpointing her ability in the air.
Yeah, she'll get in the end. If you get a cross in the box, she's very, very fearless. She'll get on the end of anything. She'll put her head in there. And she's clinical in front of goal and wants to score. She's got that desire to get herself into positions, which we've seen. She's got herself into a couple of positions today. Not quite had the finish, but hopefully she will in the second half.
Here's Williams. Greenwood. That's a flag against her. Did she use her hand to control it? I didn't think it was out of play. She's asking the question.
I think they said the ball had gone out of play, but it was a close one.
Greenwood got there again. Here's Jill Scott. England players first to every loose ball. Here's Steph Orton. Again, Serbia retreating 10 behind the ball. Still the space for Farah Williams. Jill Scott. Carney with the challenge. A little bit of hesitancy at the back for Serbia. Oh, might have been a second penalty there. Ellen White chasing the cause. I don't think it was a penalty. I think the referee got it right. Bronze with the cross. Daly deflected. That's what made it awkward. Deflected off White, who gets a second chance. Back to Daly! A goal on her England debut. 3-0. All smile.
And England deserved that goal. Ellen White so unselfishly got the ball, and she could have had a shot herself, but she didn't. She squared it to Rachel Daly, and that's nice on your debut to score. But you can see it's, again, good build-up play, Lucy Bronze. Ellen White initially, it's, what on earth? I've no idea what was happening there, but Ellen White could have had a shot at goal, but she didn't. Very unselfish, squared it to Rachel Daly, slotted in with her right foot.
And I think Ellen White there felt she needed to make up for the fact it was her deflection that took the ball away from Daly, therefore denying Daly the first opportunity. But she gets the goal, and England are 3-0 up. Very reminiscent, this game, of the early World Cup qualifiers when England was so dominant. Smilkovic. Well, that's a decent effort on goal there by Radojic. And I honestly think so. If Serbia had been less conservative, they got players who can create danger, we would have seen a completely different game. Just a reminder there of what they can create. Carney. No foul. Orton. Farah Williams, not a red shirt within, what, 20 yards?
You've got one centre forward up there. She has to hold the ball up.
Lucky deflection through to Bronze. Not a good ball. That's the danger, I guess, for England, Sue, that, you know, they're so much now in the comfort zone.
Too easy.
Williams. Carney. Bronze. Good move. Carney into the box. Extra touch. Gets the shot away.
Good play. Lucy Bronze getting forward. Just plays into Karen Carney's path, and it's a good, positive touch forward. She doesn't have the finish at the end of it. She's had a good first half, though, Karen Carney.
Carney and Farrah Williams, two of the most creative players at last summer's World Cup finals, but it's almost as if Serbia haven't done any homework. Their resources, of course, for women's football don't even compare to the resources the English FA are putting into the women's game, and quite rightly they should put those resources into the women's game. But so we have to take that into consideration, but they should have done more work on England than they've done.
Yeah,
quite clear.
Of course, and it is a developing football country, and a lot of the players have to go to other countries to improve their game, if you like. So you can tell there's a massive gap between the two teams, but you would know Farrah Williams and Karen Carney as key England players, and they're players that they have to stop, and they haven't got anywhere near them.
Damjanovic. Radojicic trying to get it away there to young Poljak. Frustrating role for Maria Radojicic up front, the lone striker. A decent scoring record at club level. Christensen. Here's White. Greenwood, just got slightly deflected. Comes to the far post. Bronze was coming in. It's a goal kick.
Both fullbacks are playing like wingers, aren't they? Alex Greenwood with the cross in, and then Lucy Bronze just couldn't quite get anything on it to score.
But England do have three. Alex Greenwood with the first, arriving at the far post to drive in. Karen Carney scored the second from the penalty spot after Aaron White was fouled. And then on her debut, Rachel Daly scored the third 3 minutes before the break. England in pole position to go on and record a very, very big victory, an important victory. They're 3-0 up at the break.
That's more like it from England. What did you make of the first half performance?
Absolutely brilliant. You know, there was flair, there was precision, there was real energy in that performance. Everything that we wanted England to provide us with this first 45 minutes. You know, some of the goals really had such fantastic build-ups. They've got width on the pitch, they've got creativity, a breath of fresh air.
How good were England? How bad was Serbia?
I think England were that good. They really, you know, it was an inspiring performance. Everybody wants to come out there, get on the ball. They've had the tempo when they've needed a tempo, when they've needed to be composed on the ball. Players are getting on the ball and moving it around. There's lots of movement. I think it's difficult for Serbia. I don't think it's necessarily how bad Serbia were. I think it's just England were that good, and it was always going to be a tough test for Serbia. And you know, England are ranked, well, so many places above them. It's difficult for them. But I think England, the way they've played, they've really put it on Serbia. And Serbia now, they're back to the wall, they're blocking England off. And now it's the test, can England carry on that performance in the second half?
Big holes in Serbia's defence, and that led to the first goal, Alex Greenwood.
Yeah, but a lot of that is England's doing. They're stretching the play, they're keeping their players. The full-backs, Alex Greenwood and Lucy Bronze, are both providing that width down the left and right-hand side. Beautiful ball through from Farrah Williams, and, you know, a pretty tidy finish and that side netting for Alex Greenwood. But Alex Greenwood and Lucy Bronze have been doing this the whole of the 45 minutes. She's checking there where a player is. The centre-half, the right-back, for Serbia, is looking in field where the danger is. Alex Greenwood gets on her back shoulder. Brilliant timing of a run, and you know, that is a clinical finish right across the goal. Because even there, if she doesn't hit the back of the net, it's going to get a deflection. It's back in play for an England player to tap it in. So great start for England.
It's also a fantastic pass by Farrah Williams, because as we were going, I thought she was going to shoot.
Yeah.
So she spotted that. She spotted that pass. It's a brilliant pass through, and Alex Greenwood has finished it off brilliantly.
And a penalty made it 2-0. Was it a penalty for that foul on Ellen White?
We were debating this.
Yeah, I wasn't so sure, to be honest. I think, you know, it's not much of a touch. I think Ellen's done well. She's going away from goal. If the referee hadn't have given it, I wouldn't have, you know, been shouting penalty, penalty. But yes, she does. Technically, she does get a knock and she does get a push. So, you know, I think it's a bit of a soft one.
Yeah, and after a lot of delay, Karen Carney does really well to dispatch a perfect penalty. But I think anywhere else on the pitch, the referee would give it as a free kick. So, yeah, it's a penalty.
And how great for Rachel Daly to score on her debut, a dream debut.
Fantastic debut, and it's exactly what you want. You know, you want someone like Ellen White, her strike partner, you know, to settle her down and really, you know, set her up there, because Ellen could have shot, and I think that's a fantastic pullback. You know, the initial cross, I think Rachel Daly calls for this one and Ellen gets in the way, which makes her swing for it, and then Ellen repays the favour and it sets her up nicely, and that's what you want. Calms you down, settles you down. She's now scored in her debut. Second half, I think we'll see more of Rachel Daly.
Yeah, a new strike partnership for England.
Yeah.
Rachel Daly and Ellen White.
And how hard was Ellen White working? I mean, her movement was fantastic.
Well, you know you're going to get that from Ellen White. That is Ellen White's kind of trademark. She loves a slide tackle, but she really does work hard. She'll always stretch the back line to create space. That option in behind. We see her start really fresh, really confident. You know, this season for Notts has been absolutely has been fantastic. Been linking up with Rachel Yankee here really well for club, and we knew she was going to bring that. She'll really kind of make the centre halves drop in. She'll shoot, you know, left foot, right foot. She'll get a head on it. So you know what you're going to get from Ellen, and it's great to see her working in tandem with Rachel Daly.
Yeah.
What's Ellen White like to play with?
You know, you know what you're going to get from her. She's hard working. She's got all the energy. She'll close down every ball, but she's got great movement. You know, runs off of the ball. She'll work for her team, and she's fantastic. You know, things like that shot there, goalkeepers are not expecting it. And, you know, to do something out of nothing, she can produce that. I remember she scored one at the World Cup, you know, similar sort of goal. So she can produce things like that, and that's what you want. And that's the sign of a player with confidence and a player playing on form.
So what will Mark Sampson be saying now at half-time, do you think?
I don't think he'll change anything. I think, like Izzy Christiansen, for that second goal for Rachel Daly, she actually hustled the goalkeeper, made it difficult for her to get hold of the ball, which enabled Rachel to get her goal. She's combining really well with the experience of Karen Carney, Farrah Williams and Jill Scott, over 380 caps, you know, amongst those three players. So for me, the midfield's working really well. The full-backs need to keep their width, keep bombing on forwards and offering that width, because that's really stretching Serbia out and creating those gaps for England to prove their creativity.
OK, well, Scotland have made a perfect start to their qualifying campaign, winning their first 5 matches in Group 1. Last night, they faced their nearest rivals, Iceland, in Falkirk. Watching them was Paul Mitchell.
Scotland are perfect in Group 1 so far as they prepare to face the group's top seeds. Iceland have qualified for the last 2 European Championship finals. They too are perfect in qualification and have yet to concede a goal. Free kick against Scotland that time. SM's getting involved in the physical sense. Thorstein's daughter goes down. It's decent play from Iceland, but Emma Mitchell a little bit clumsy. Free kick not dealt with by Scotland at all. Oh, that was poor from Scotland, and it's a simple goal. Alberta Gisela's daughter scores for just the 2nd time for her country. Diki withdrew the header, should have put it behind, and she fooled her goalkeeper, and Gemma Fay could only watch it nestle in the net. Loader's made a great run, in it goes, Hayley Loader sends it across. Just no finishing touch from Jane Ross. Again, it's close, but not close enough. Great play from Scotland. Agnes Daughter. She got it under control first time. Loader might have been in trouble. Loader comes across on the overlap. Vida's Daughter in. Beattie with a header away. Back into Magnus Daughter once more. It's a great little ball in. It's a really strong header as well. And the top scorer, Harper Thorstein Daughter, makes it 2-0 to Iceland. Well, Gemma Fay got a hand to it, but could do nothing with the power of the header. This is a clever cross in from Magnus Daughter. As a striker, you can't ask for better. And Harper Thorstein's Daughter hammers home the header, despite the best efforts of Gemma Fay. Scotland have to be careful here again. It's a tasty old back pass. Gemma Fay knew it was wide, and then had to accelerate to try and gather. It was Kirsty Smith who put a bit of pep into the back pass. Gísladóttir. Sends it in, it's another powerful header, and it's another good goal. Well, the Mats didn't bother her, and Gunhildur Jónsdóttir scores for the first time in European Championship qualification. That's a simple goal. Scotland are undone again. That's a poor pass, Beattie, read by Margaret Vidarsdóttir. Here's the dangerous home Frida Magnusdóttir. Wide it goes, Thorsteinsdóttir into the middle. This could be 4, it is 4. Margaret Vidarsdóttir on the score sheet, and Scotland are being torn apart in the second half. It is clinical football from Iceland. And a simple header by Margaret Vidarsdóttir. Lauder with the ball in the middle. We went for it. There was a shout for handball. There's a penalty. A clear as handball, as you'll see. The arm going up to the side. Yeah, Kristinsdóttir. It was for a handball, and it is a penalty. Kim Little, this for consolation for Scotland. Steps up. Oh, it's not Scotland's night. Back off the post. Stepped up. Goalkeeper the wrong way. Iceland have frustrated Scotland all night, and this time it's the job of the frame to do so. Well, Scotland had harboured hopes of points, but they've been sunk by a strong Icelandic side. Finished Scotland 0, Iceland 4.
Scotland's first defeat in this qualifying campaign sees Iceland move to the top of Group 1. The Scots are assured of at least a playoff spot. They travel to play Belarus on Tuesday. Scotland still have to play in Iceland in their final qualifier in September. Northern Ireland were also in action last night in Group 6. Captain Marissa Callaghan scored twice in Belfast as they beat Georgia 4-0. Switzerland's 5-0 win in the Czech Republic this afternoon virtually assures their place in next summer's finals. Northern Ireland are still in with a chance of qualification. Not such good news for the Republic of Ireland. Their 4-1 defeat in Finland last night means their hopes of qualifying are now hanging by a thread. Spain are in pole position in Group 2. Wales welcome Norway to Newport on Tuesday afternoon. Wales currently lie third in Group 8, but all their remaining games are at home, with Israel and Austria still to come in September. So, disappointment for Scotland last night. Was it a bit of a reality check?
Possibly so. I mean, Iceland are, a pretty strong team, but I think they'd be really disappointed with a 4-0 defeat at home. But there's still a lot to play for Scotland, and I do believe they'll go through as that second-place team in that group.
And at least they are guaranteed a spot in the playoffs.
Yes.
Consolation. Well, the Women's Euros starts in July next year, but the men's are only 6 days away. Well, then we have a couple of programmes to get you in the mood. Thierry Henry gives us a personal perspective on the history of the tournament. That's on BBC One at 10:45 on Tuesday night. And the following evening at the same time, Gary Lineker presents a special football focus looking ahead to the Euros from our studio in Paris. Tonight there's a special programme on BBC One celebrating the life of the greatest sportsman of the 20th century. Muhammad Ali, the greatest, starts at 9:30. So back here, 3-0 at half-time. If you're a striker, you're probably looking to score, what, 2 or 3 in the second half?
Well, it's always a funny one, because usually once the first half has been such a great game of 3-0, the second half usually dips off, so hopefully that doesn't happen. And you never know, Mark Sampson might want to make changes and obviously introduce other players into the game. So if you're a striker on the bench, you want to get on.
And Lucy Bronze getting into those goal-scoring positions, just like we saw at the World Cup last summer.
Of course, and that's one of her major strengths, not only her providing that width and crossing the ball in for the players, but she's got the quality when the ball's put into the area of her being really, really strong in the air. We saw in the World Cup her scoring really critical goals, and we've seen her in the right positions. It's not gone in the back.
For their spots.
Of course, and they have to, and that's the way it should be. And definitely, as well as the people on the bench, I'd like to see Nikita Parris come on. Like her to get an England debut and possibly get on a score sheet. So that for me.
OK, well, the second half is about to kick off. Let's rejoin our commentary team, Sue Smith and Jonathan Pearce.
Thanks very much. No changes for either side at half-time. The England players in a huddle. What are your thoughts as we move into the second 45 minutes, Sue?
They've got to do exactly the same as what they did in the first half. I think they've got to keep that intensity, that quality going forward. I think keep getting Farrah Williams and Karen Carney on the ball, because they are causing them all sorts of problems. But remain concentrated at the back, make sure that they don't make any mistakes. But yeah, keep doing what you're doing, girls, because you're doing really well.
Last time England have scored more than one goal in 10 games now, since they won away at Estonia 8-0 in the opening qualifier. But Serbia will kick us off and underway in the red and blue. And don't be fooled by their starting formation, which looks like a 4-4-2. I don't think you'll see Cankovic playing that advanced. We thought she'd play off the main front runner. And now they have made a slight change in that they've thrown Allegra Poljak, the 7, into that front running role. She looked ill-suited, the 17-year-old, on the left-hand side, and they've withdrawn Maria Radojic, who was their centre forward there, wearing 9 with the big blonde hair, back onto that left-hand side, maybe to physically match the runs of Lucy Bronze, who now finds White across to the far side. Here's Greenwood. Williams again in space. And this will be run out by Kosovic. Already Farrah Williams in space at the start of the second half, so you'd thought the coach of Serbia would have got at them and said, look, you've got to close down on the England playmaking number 4 who's on the ball now. Here's Jill Scott. It just doesn't seem to have happened. Lucy Bronze, out by Ilic. The dominant Subotica side. At home, here's Lucy Bronze of Manchester City. Carney comes back to Bronze. Daly, Ellen White went to bend it and deflected away up to Jana Kristic and cleared out by Vjana Smilkovic. England's players look in tip-top physical condition and certainly on top technically. Scott looks to add another, and that's cleared away by Kirstic. England looking for another at the start of the second half. Good save from the effort from Farrah Williams.
Mark Sampson give the instruction to shoot on sight whenever you see an opportunity, and that's exactly what the England players are doing. And this isn't a bad effort, it's a decent save from Nielsen there. It's another good start from England, very positive, looking to get more goals.
Terrific effort from Farrah Williams, a second of the game like that. And she looks to add to those 37 international goals. 3 at the World Cup finals last year. Out by Damjanovic. Daly challenged well. Carney, not the best of crosses. Damjanovic has missed out on it. Radojic. Carney. On to Ellen White. And out comes the goalkeeper. Ivana Damjanovic, experienced player. Williams thought about a shot again. Looked for a 1-2. And it was cleared away by Jonovic. Again, they've reverted to a more defensive lineup now. One bright moment, I thought they'd come out of the second half to play adventurously and have a go, but no. Damage limitation. Ilic will clear it away.
think you mentioned earlier on in the first half that when they do go forward, they have got players that can make things happen. So I would like to see them just have a bit of a go. Go to maybe 2 up top, but they're showing no intent on even crossing the halfway line.
Christensen off to White, leaning back. Lean back, there's only one place the ball can really go, and that's up in the air, and it did.
Getting herself into really good positions, Ellen White, and she was just falling backwards as she hit it, which meant the ball was just going to go over the bar.
Serbia have never qualified for European Championship in 5 attempts, nor a World Cup in 6 qualifying campaigns. They were 5th out of 6 in the last World Cup qualifying campaign. Only Malta were below them. They lost all 10 games. Here's Carney from Jill Scott. Oh, lovely run by Carney. Pokes it up to the far post. Greenwood coming in, just cleared away at the last moment by Viana Smilkovic.
Been speaking about how good Karen Carney is, how good Farrah Williams is. Not even mentioned Jill Scott, and she's been excellent through this game, and lovely little back heel there. But what she's done really well is she's won the ball back quickly, and then she's given it to the likes of Karen Carney, who's going to go forward and create and make things happen.
In the 50th minute, Carney finding space. Back it comes to Farrah Williams. Again, shoot on sight. Walton edged it on Bronze. Christensen. England players confident on the ball. Bronze, Christensen again. Off Damjanovic. Ellen White!
Yeah.
England have the 4th. Oh, look at the expression of joy. She's worked so very hard to get back into the England starting lineup. She's one of the most deserving players in the England women game, and she gets her goal.
So pleased for Ellen White. Like you say, she works so hard and so deserves a chance. She's been playing well at club level, and she just works her socks off for the entire game, gets herself into really good positions, but hasn't really had that quality in front of goal until now. This is excellent play. Top striker, takes a touch out of her feet, and again she's falling backwards, but just manages to just slot it into the top corner. She so deserves that goal. How she's played, how she's set up other players, created things, but she needed that goal just for herself and what it means to her.
Family were out in Canada. We often bumped into them, and they were rooting for her. And she didn't have a great time over there. Played a couple of games, in about an hour against Germany, I seem to remember, but she didn't find the back of the net. In fact, I think her last goal was against Turkey in the early games in World Cup qualifying. She had a bad injury. She really has deserved this today. Bronze into the middle. Janovic away. Here's Carney. Time to set her sights. And Christensen. And England have another. They're poaching goals now. And they're running Serbia ragged. And England are 5-0 up.
Exactly what we wanted to see from England. We wanted goals. That's been something that they haven't been able to do in the last few games. Defensively, they've been okay, but going forward, they haven't been clinical in front of goal. This is what the fans want to see, and you can see how loud the crowd is. They're all on their feet, they're all singing, and good. Again, this is a poacher's goal from Izzy Christensen. She did this in the first half, but couldn't quite get a finisher underway, but there, top-class finish. And that's what she'll do. She'll make those late runs into the box. Prepared to do that. Real energy. They've got a real nice balance, England, I think, today.
Delighted manager. His game plan has worked. Left a couple of big names out of the squad in Ania Luca and Tony Duggan. Few eyebrows raised. No player safe on previous reputation. They have to put in performances in training, and he's made that very, very clear, and in games. And well, his team today certainly got the message of all the training sessions this week. Get forward quickly, pass the ball quickly and slickly. They pass the ball much better today than they have done in any other of the qualifiers so far. When you get your chance and go looking for the chances, that's the thing. You're hungry for the chances, take them, and they've been hungry today. Christensen's second of the European Championship qualifying campaign. She had a terrific game. You've got to pick player of the match here later.
I've got no idea.
It's a way through. Normally you could ask a kind commentator for some help. You've got no chance, girl. No chance.
I'm on my own.
You are. Serbia making a substitution. And they're going to take Maria Ilic off, who's the defensive midfield player. And Sanda Milosevic is going to come on. She was a late introduction into the squad, but defensive midfield player, when you're 5-0 down, would suggest you haven't done your job, but she's worked hard, actually.
She has worked hard, but I think she's been poor. I think she's given the ball away a lot. She might have won it back at times, but straight away just giving it back to England. And got to give credit to England because of the way that they've pressed them and not allowed her to pass the ball forward, but she hasn't had a great game.
Milosevic, who's just come forward, came into the squad because of the withdrawal through injury of Lena Damjanovic. The main danger it would have been to England. She's a central midfield player. She's there with the long swish of black hair. Fouled Daly, but the referee says no. The referee's been excellent, by the way. It's often a criticism of, especially, well, let's be honest, referees get criticised week in, week out, but in the women's game in particular, referees have been criticised. They were poor in many of the World Cup finals games, but she's been top-notch today.
Yeah, she has, and I think, again, they're developing and getting better.
Here's Williams. Wants a goal today.
Yeah, she does. That's what she's looked for. Because she's had so much time to do that. She's been able to take a touch, look up, try and pick her spot. Hasn't quite done so yet, but I wouldn't bet against her.
5-0 England. Oh, look at 23 attempts on goal. Serbia have had the one in the first half from Dujicic, who was their most likely player to score, and then they've withdrawn her into a deeper role. And she looks despairing there as it's simply hoiked forward. And early feel of the ball in the second half, relatively early for Karen Barsley, who's had so little to do. Go on, Sue, name Karen Barsley's man of the match. That'll shake them up. Here's you won't work again, but don't worry about that. Here's Carney, Greenwood with the cross.
Thanks for your help.
I think England are going to make a substitution any moment now, and there's going to be another debut. Nikita Paris is going to come on, Manchester City player. He's been in good club form, top of the table, of course, former Everton player. And overall, your thoughts of Rachel Daly on her debut?
She's had a good debut, got a goal, which she'll be happy about, worked really hard, defended from the front. I think she'll be quite happy with that performance, and it's nice now to see Nikita Paris coming on. She's done ever so well for Manchester City. She's another player that likes to dribble at players, take them on, get the cross, and I think that's something that she's really improved on. It's been her final ball. She's been excellent with that and can score goals.
Been in the squad for the last couple of games, makes her debut now. She's on the edge of the 6-yard area as it comes in towards Bronze. Paris with a first touch! Well, wouldn't that have been something? Shankovic on the line, denied her the dream goal. First touch, and nearly making England's 6th goal.
Well, what an impression that would have been. But just in a good position, just steered the ball towards the goal. Because Ellen White couldn't quite get the final touch, but Nikita Paris, that's what she'll do. She'll find those little spaces. She'll want to get on the ball. She'll want to make things happen. Very confident player.
She was Everton's player of the season a couple of years ago when they went down. It was through the Everton Centre of Excellence. There's a good effort again from deep from Karen Carney. Back into the middle and out by Damjanovic. Carney looking for Paris. Away by the girl who gave away the penalty in the first half, Tinkov. That's Horton. Not by Radojicic. Serbia all over the place at the moment. They just want the coach driver to get his engine going and get them out of here as quickly as they can. The players, by the way, fly to Serbia on the same plane tomorrow. Approaching the hour, England 5-0 up. They will be the louder crew on that plane tomorrow. Jankovic. Certain things Serbia have done are very, very strange. That little passage of play there, I don't know why they tried it. No need, really. England are straight back on them. Here's Carney. Out by Krstic.
I'm all for trying to play the ball out from the back, but when you've got so many England players pressurising, you just got to get rid.
They've enjoyed it all. The young England followers. Tickets for England women's games very attractively priced by the FA, sensibly so. Just shy of the hour, 5-0. Greenwood with the cross. Paris is there. Carney is there. Is it over the line? The goal is signalled. England have a six. Carney from close range. They couldn't keep it out and they couldn't keep her at bay. And how she's deserved that.
Defensively, Serbia are all over the place. They're not marking players from set pieces. They're not marking players from free play. And the corner comes in, and again, it's a lovely whipped ball in. Nikita Paris with the initial touch. And I think it's Karen Carney is claiming it. I think the ball went over the line, but when you whip a ball in like that, it's so difficult to defend. I think it's Karen Carney's goal. Just went over the line.
I think it goes off her wrong knee, actually. I think she goes to strike it with 1 foot, no much of a contact, but she claims the goal.
I don't think she cares, does she? In the box, and they're hungry. They want to score more goals. That's so pleasing to see.
Two today for Karen Carney. Here's Jill Scott. She won't get the headlines, but she's played very well. Lucy Bronze, stronger, more balanced, ruthless. I've said it before, hungry England team today. Going away a free kick here. Karen Carney taking her goal tally to 28 for her country today. And could have had another. Morton. England are lining up another substitution. Gemma Davison's going to come on, I think. Getting ready. There's Laura Bassett. She and Steph Orton have done everything asked of them. Christensen, Paris. Christensen, her return has been key as well, I think, for England. Smilkovic looks for the forlorn Allegra Poliak. That's the one start in the European Championship qualifiers for her today, before today. In the squad, come off the bench, but she'll remember this one, only 17. Carney, here's Jill Scott. I imagine one of them will go off for a substitution. Bronze. Corner kick to England. Now she's forced that corner, and I wouldn't be at all surprised if she's on the end of it as well. I wonder if the Serbian defenders will be able to track Lucy Bronze. Well, they haven't. And she's gone for goal, and it's in the back of the net. Well, Carney was in there and gets the congratulations. England absolutely rampant now. 7-0. Why didn't they pick up Lucy Bronze? It was such an obvious move.
Marking is awful, and that's a good ball in. Is it an own goal?
It's not Karen Carney.
I think she's claiming it, but I think...
It's gone off the back of the goalkeeper, didn't it? Or did it come off the defender and then off Karen Carney's back?
I think that's what happened. I think she's saying it's hers. But Lucy Bronze just found herself in space. No Serbia player marking her, able to turn and whip a ball in. you just put it into a dangerous area, don't you? And that's exactly what she did, and another goal for England.
Karen Carney claims the hat-trick. Could well have gone off Nielsen.
Still really hard to see.
Nielsen's looking down to Carney as if to say, you claim it. And I think it might well have come off the goalkeeper's flank. England 7-0 up. Here's Carney. Might have got a touch off her foot as it went in. Chankovic. Emma Davison is on for England. Jill Scott has gone off. Gemma wearing 17.
If you're a Serbia player, that's the last thing that you want to see. Gemma Davidson coming on. Player again that's going to get on the ball and want to dribble, take you on. Lots of pace.
Who does this go on? Oh,
it does.
Karen Carney.
It does hit Karen Carney. She just put her leg there, hoping for the best, and I think that's what you call a shinner.
Hat-trick goal. She's been excellent. Picks out Lucy Bronze. I don't understand, Sue, is I don't really care, to be honest, but how did Serbia not know the corner was going to go to Lucy Bronze? It was fairly obvious what England were going to do.
It's just simple errors, simple football that they haven't done. They've not picked up players. The shape has been all over the place. Their passing's been poor. I've no idea how they drew with Belgium. Belgium offered a lot more when England played them.
And there's confirmation. Karen Carney makes it 7 and gets a hat-trick. Look at the pace there at Paris. Closing down and fouling, I think. No, corner kick has been given. Tenkov not very happy. They're going to make a substitution. Dina Blagojevic is going to come on. And Maria Jonovic departs. Midfield player. Blagojevic comes on. She plays for Red Star Belgrade, who finished 3rd this season. 12th international for the 19-year-old. Taken short to Davison. Williams. Carney. White, good touch off to Paris. Away by Tenkov, but only as far as Paris again. Greenwood joining in. Carney looking for Horton! And cleared away by Tenkov. Here's Christensen over the bar.
Thought Steph Horton might have scored there, get the ball in the box, and Steph beats the goalkeeper in the air, but couldn't quite see where it had come down, and Izzy Christensen could have actually gone down there. It was a real rash challenge from the defender, but stayed on her feet, but just couldn't quite get the ball where she wanted it to go. It was in the back of the net.
Paris. Farah Williams. Bronze getting forward. Offside. So important for the Serbian players. Just keep their discipline now and keep it down to a manageable scoreline. But a very good day for Mark Sampson in England. Carney. Williams failed to deal with her all day long. Christensen to Davison, there's that pace to the edge of the penalty area. Can she finish? Gemma Davison! Oh, it nearly came out to White. So close there for an 8. Serbia have changed Poljac's position again. She's gone to a sort of makeshift, well, I don't know really, left back or left side midfield player. They are all at sea. It's a free kick now against Paris, but Gemma Davidson's so unlucky there, and so close for an England 8.
Just showed a quality and a quick feet straight away. She's looking to turn and dribble at the defence. Really good balance, gets herself into the area and just couldn't quite put the ball past the keeper. Straight to the goalkeeper, so it was easy to save from Nielsen, but lovely quick feet from Gemma Davidson. She'll be looking to make her mark on this game. Rachel Yankee said it at half-time. As a forward, you want to come on in this game because you're going to get so much of the ball.
Carney, lovely ball, weight on it to Bronze. Forced off it by Damjanovic. England throw. England's record win 13-0 against Hungary away in October 2005. It's only short of that. Substitutes giving that away. Lagojevic, Jankovic. Here's White. Carney. Damjanovic clears. Carney first to the loose ball. She's been excellent. So's Izzy Christiansen. Can't fault an England performance. Carney. Blocked by Tenkov. Got the fullbacks high, driving on purposefully. Paris running behind there and looks for the return. She's offside. Confident football by England. Should be confident at 7-0 up, mind you.
Been really impressed with England's decision making as well. I think that's been a fault of theirs probably in a couple of the games, that final ball, deciding should I shoot, should I pass. Tonight's been excellent, and that's been the difference.
He wants more. They're having fun out there today though, the England players. And it's great to see an expression of unbridled joy when they score a goal. All smiles, no posing, no grimacing as we see in places elsewhere. Davison looking for Paris. Well, she may be fast, but she's not jet-heeled. Well, what does he do to repair his team before the return game in the week? They look totally dishevelled and dispirited. Paris went for it. I think that's England's 30th effort on goal, you know.
Very confident Nikita Paris. She's another player that will want to come on and make her mark, show what she can do. 30th attempt.
Well, 17 of those on target. 7-0 up. Radojic is in despair. Plays at a decent level in Iceland at Valur.
Such a difficult job for a lone striker. But when the ball has come to her, she hasn't held the ball up and brought other players in, which you have to do in that position. It's very disheartened.
Davison. Farrah Williams again. Look at the space. Williams. Freedom all day to play make. Horton. No space, no pressure on Steph Hort. She was 10 yards inside the opposition half. The England centre-back. They've dropped far too deep all game long, Serbia. And they've given it away here now. Carney. Out by Tenkov. Back come England. Williams. Tried to stroke it forward to Paris and follow the pass, but it didn't come off. Davison, good balance. And a fine ball. White took it too wide, perhaps. Corner ball though for England. Another substitution for England. And it's going to be Moore who comes on. And Izzy Christensen who will be replaced. On comes Jade Moore. Birmingham player. 6th in the league this season, had a good spell of late. Here comes the cross, teasing the goalkeeper. Given away by Smilkovic. Carney. Paris. Oh, strong challenge on her there by Tenkov. Wouldn't want to mess with her. She got a strong challenge in there. She looks a formidable character. I think she's still burning with the fact that the penalty was given against her in the first half. She's not had a good game. She's gone across there and got a little bit muddly. Williams. Cleared away by Polya. Moore had a good World Cup.
She just struggled with injury a little bit this season. She's back playing for Birmingham.
White looking at Paris and away.
It was good for her to get minutes under her belt. Did Birmingham with disservice actually? They're up to 3rd, aren't they? They've had a good run. They've had some good results, Birmingham. I think they've surprised a lot of people.
Here's Damjanovic there, really? Well, the foul is given against Paris, but that's almost suicidal to do that, play like that inside your own 6-yard. She's called for the goalkeeper to come out to try and shield the ball in there.
Especially when you've got Nikita Paris just ready to get. She's got to get rid of it, get rid of the ball. I know she wants a goalkeeper to come out, but if the goalkeeper doesn't come, you have to make a decision and do something. That's what Serbia haven't done.
Had a couple of decent saves, the goalkeeper. She's been out of position once or twice, and England have tried to catch her out. Made one good save with the first half dipper. She just got back to push it away. I think it was from Farrah Williams.
She's just not had any protection from her defence or her midfield.
One of those days for Serbia. The decision goes against Radojicic. Moore. Always played very capably, and you could depend on her in the World Cup finals when she played. There's bronze. The tackle wasn't strong enough there. Here's Williams. Looking for more. Chankovic. Jana Kirstic. Well, that was simply to get the ball away from danger as far as you can and hope that England don't come back at us, because it's been like just a white wave of England players rolling forward time after time after time. This is a bright run into the box by Davison, trying to feed Paris. Smilkovic. Well, she might groan, and her body language isn't great, Radojicic, but she should have done better there. That's offside, Lucy Bronze. We were talking about Radojicic a minute ago. She's made it quite clear what she thinks about some of the service up to her. It has been poor, some of the delivery, especially from the back. But
You were saying, Sue, she hasn't held it up at all.
She hasn't. I think she has to do better herself. I think she's very much looks like she's blaming the other players, but I don't think her quality's been very good.
There she is, just delayed the pass out wide. As a consequence, England have the try. Minutes to go. Karen Carney, whose hat-trick will certainly hog the headlines. Bronze. Williams, Moore. Davison. Curiously only on the bench for the cup final. And Chelsea played so poorly. Dragicevic tried to win that back, but it was a strong challenge by Bassett. Hat-tricks became the norm in the World Cup qualifying campaign for England. Carney got one in that campaign. She got 8 on all for England in the qualifying for Canada. Here's White, one of the scorers today. Bronze, well-timed run, not a good touch though. Just under 10 minutes to go then. Carney. Laid back here for Bronze. Wrong foot, goes wide.
It was, and good movement. Your fullback coming in off the line. Ball into Ellen White, and she just set it for Lucy Bronze. And see what she was trying to do? She was trying to curl it round. That could have been the 8th, but lovely movement, lovely set off. And like I say, it was just on her wrong foot, on her right foot. Might be in a different story.
But it is straight out of the basic coaching manual, isn't it? Yeah. Get your fullbacks in off the line when you're playing like this. Set it up for them, and Serbia just haven't been able to deal with it.
It's been like 6 England players going forward.
It is important to stress they have the Serbian FA does not have the resources the English FA has to put into women's football, not at this moment in time. And they lack those resources. The level of the Serbian league is way below that of the setup in England with the Super League, and so we put that into perspective. Having said that, England have been very good and Serbia have been very bad.
I just think it's a lot of basics with the Serbian national team today. They haven't got them right defensively and going forward. Just being able to pass the ball to each other. But then, like you say, England have been excellent.
Straight through to the goalkeeper. Few cheers there, because she's seen the ball so rarely. And your time is drawing nigh, Smith, to choose that player of the game.
Such a difficult call.
Here's Paris. Good touch to take it in her stride. She's gone for the corner with a deflection. Not given. I don't think the referee really knew, and she looked away to her assistant. He didn't help her. Goal kick given.
I think we can see here again a good movement from Nikita Paris and a good first touch. She strikes. Don't know if it did.
No, I think that's a goal kick.
Yeah.
I think the referee was spot on there.
I think sometimes though, when a player protests and protests, you think it must have come off the player. I know you're looking at me to give this player of the match, aren't you? Trying to bide my time a little bit. I think Farrah Williams has been excellent. She's come very close. Izzy Christensen, Jill Scott, who've both gone off. I think they've had excellent games. Ellen White. Going through all the team now, aren't I? But I've got to give it to Karen Carney. I think the fact she scored 3 goals, I think every time she's got the ball, she's looked dangerous. She's wanted to make things happen, linked up play, and yeah, got to give it to Karen Carney. Went the long way around that one, didn't I?
No. Well done. Sue Smith dithering over a decision. Well, a few stories I could tell. Now, here's Jankovic. Oh, it's an England chance here again. Davison, Paris to her right-hand side. Oh, she went for a back heel. A little bit of showboating there. Real opportunity for an 8th England goal. Could have gone on her own. It's a positive run, having stolen the ball off Tenkov initially.
Good anticipation there from Gemma Davidson. I thought she was just going to go through. I thought she was going to go all the way. Little step over. She just tried to be a little bit too creative with the back heel. Nikita Paris was free. Could have been a pass into the back of the net.
And I think England need Gemma Davison flying and in form. Need her around the squad. Positive influence, good player. Farrah Williams has been excellent. Here's Moore. Jade Moore having a look. What's on? White. Bassett. And Sheehan Horton, professional. Gone about the job very well. Kept their concentration levels high, and they haven't had a great deal to do defensively. The training ground exercise here. Attack against mass defence. How can you break through? Paris looking for the foul. Not given against the Tenkov. The Serbian players telling her to get up, and in fact Tenkov brandishing an imaginary yellow card there. And the crowd agreeing with your decision there, Sue.
I'm glad about that.
Just announced in the stadium that Karen Carney is the player of the match. 5 to go.
Could have been one of many.
Well, Farrah Williams has been excellent, hasn't she? Jill Scott was terrific.
Both fullbacks could go through the team, and I think that's why it's been such a convincing performance, because everybody has played well. Won their individual battles, which is what managers say to do.
That's the most blatant shirt pull we've seen all day. Tenkov pulling the shirt of Ellen White. Moments ago she was asking for an England player to be yellow carded.
She's getting frustrated, aren't they? Don't know how to cope with England's movement.
She can play further forward, Tenkov. We thought she was going to play a little bit further up the pitch today. She can be in midfield, sort of destroy, if you like, to break up opposition play. Scored 3 goals actually at international level, but she's played deep today and hasn't looked comfortable at times, I don't think. None of them have. Free kick to England. It's going to be Farrah Williams. Has it worked? Is this a decoy? No, I don't think so. They just got it wrong. Moore. Way over from Jade Moore. The big question is, how does the Serbian manager change things around for the game in midweek?
That's going to be tough. I think when you've just been beaten 7-0, how do you then get your players up for the next game and ready and confident? You've got to start with stopping some of England's key players, like Farrah Williams, like Karen Carney. But I think actually having a go, they've just literally sat back and allowed England all the space in there, all the space and all the time to create and make things happen. So actually, I've not really answered that question, have I?
Here's Davison. England could freshen the starting 11 up with dependable players. Alex Scott could come in for Lucy Bronze. Demi Stokes could come in for Greenwood if they want to freshen up the fullbacks, who've both been excellent. There's Ellen White. Worked her socks off. I'm surprised if she doesn't start in Serbia, because though Paris and earlier on, of course, on a debut, the debut scorer Daly can play, will play up front. They're different sorts of players. I think they need Ellen White for her strength.
And I think her experience as well. She helps those younger players.
Oh, the disgruntled Radojicic is replaced. On comes Olivera Markovic. She's had a fairly unhappy figure all game long. She had a difficult job to do when your defence is conceding left, right and centre, and she's been asked to do a lone front-running role. It was likely to be a difficult day. She hasn't helped herself. On comes Markovic, one of the Spartak Subotica players, who had a little spell in England actually. She played down in the West Country at Keynsham Town. Davison. Approaching the last minute. Paris, she looked lively since she came on for a debut. And work to do for Laura Bassett. She did comfortably in the end. Horton. Clearance drops to Paris. Goes for it.
All the substitutes that have come on have looked lively. Nikita Paris, even after a slip. That's how confident she is, and that's what she does for Manchester City. She gets the ball and she just looks to have a shot at goal or beat a player. She wants to do things and make things happen. And you spoke of hunger before, and I think that's been the difference. That's what England have shown.
You know, when they were beating Belarus and Montenegro comfortably in the World Cup qualifier, I can't remember them ever having as many goal attempts in a game as they have done today, and that's what Mark Sampson wanted to see. Wanted to see more creativity, more drive, determination, ruthlessness, and he's seen it all today. And well done to Mark Sampson and his management team there. And Lee Kendall alongside him plays a big part as well in the coaching. So we're into stoppage time, the 3 minutes, and England get an 8th. Greenwood. Moore, Jade Moore cuts it around the corner. Opposition pass to Ellen White, and here's Bassett. Carney. Greenwood has Davison available. A bit of a tired pass, that one. So a win in the return game on Tuesday would virtually guarantee England a top 2 place. And well, it would guarantee England a top 2 place, and would they qualify as one of the best second-place teams? Yes, they very probably would. So as long as they win in Serbia, I think they're in the European Championship finals, barring a huge collapse in their final games. Finishing second, I don't think would be good enough. They still would need to go to Belgium and get a result. There's Alex Scott. Will she play in the return game, sitting there on the right-hand side? Captained Arsenal, Wembley to the cup final. Special moment for her there. Out by Mirela Tenkov. He's had a checkered afternoon. Now we're coming up to the full-time whistle, Sue. Your overall thoughts?
I think it's been an excellent performance. I think we wanted a good performance. We wanted goals. It's exactly what we've got. I think Serbia have been poor. I think we've got to give credit to England and how Mark Sampson's set up. I think he's got his tactics absolutely spot on. And I think all the players have given absolutely everything going forward and defensively.
And they come in search of an 8th. It nearly came to Paris. Cankovic. She's tried to be a little bit too cute on the ball sometimes, but she's done initially well. Capable player, can be a creative player, but higher up the pitch. She can't be an effective number 10 within 10 yards of her own penalty area. And if they came here with damage limitation in mind, they had to get hold of Farah Williams, they had to get hold of Karen Carney, and they just have failed miserably to do so. Tenkov with a clearance. Allegra Polyak, a learning experience for the teenager. Touched away by Kojovic. Only a second cap for her, learning experience for her too. Harsh reality of international football for some of these Serbian players. Davison, lovely run into the box. Cuts it in, Paris. Poked it off the goalkeeper's chest. Comes back out, White denied by the goalkeeper. Moore follows up. And the full-time whistle blows. England denied an 8th right at the end, but a very satisfactory day for Mark Sampson. His game plan came off in style with a hat-trick for Karen Carney. The highlight of the afternoon. Ellen White's back in the side amongst the goals too. Daly on her debut got one. Greenwood started the ball rolling, of course. Christensen scoring as well. A really, really good day for England. They've stamped their authority on the group. If they go to Serbia and win, they're surely there in the European Championship finals. Well done to England. A hapless Serbia. Good day there on her debut as well for young Rachel Daly getting the goal. Big final score then for England. They've beaten Serbia handsomely. England 7, Serbia 0.
So England closed the gap on Belgium at the top of Group 7 to 1 point with a game in hand. England playing Serbia on Tuesday. By then, they should know that a win will guarantee a place in the finals. Their next home qualifier is against Estonia on Thursday, the 15th of September. We will have live coverage of that match live on the BBC prior to what looks like the group decider, Belgium v England in Antwerp on the 20th of September. So the bad news is you both got your predictions wrong. The good news is 7 goals for England. We wanted goals, we got them. What did you make of their second half performance?
Well, overall, it was a wonderful performance from England. It was nothing about how poor Serbia was. It was about how England took the game to Serbia. They imposed their style of play, their formation on Serbia, and the crispness of the passing was wonderful. The intricacies of the final third was fantastic. We saw some creative flair, and we got goals.
Well, we should be able to cross over now to Joe Curry, who is with player of the match, Karen Carney.
Karen, England hat-tricks don't come along very often. How special was that?
Yeah, it was special, but I don't really know too much about 2 of the goals. But, you know, it's really good for us now to get 7 goals at home. We've had a struggle the last couple of games, so for us to come back home, score a lot of goals, and I think we played really well was kind of the main thing, and to kind of get the Lionesses back on the map.
That third goal, was that one of the strangest goals you scored? How much do you know about that one?
I knew nothing. I went in with my head and it came off my foot, but I'll take it, and, you know, I'm proud to represent England and to score a special achievement, so I'll take any of them as it comes. So,
with tonight's performance in mind, how excited are you to play Serbia again in just a few days' time?
You're always excited to represent your country, and I think we found our rhythm again now. So yeah, we're excited. We just need to recover well. We fly tomorrow. So enjoy family time now and be grateful to the fans that came and supported us today, and another sell-out crowd again, which is fantastic, and hopefully when we come back again we'll sell out again.
Well done for tonight. You're also the player of the match.
Oh, thanks. Cheers. Thank you.
Not quite sure how she scored that third goal, but it gave her a hat-trick. How impressive was Karen Carney?
She was fantastic from the first minute. She played in the pocket. She wanted to get on the ball. It was a good penalty. I mean, she had to sort of move the ball a couple of times, so she did have to wait a little bit. But good penalty. And you know, she just really wanted to take this game. Fantastic, just getting in the box and getting the goals.
I mean, she linked up so well as well with the likes of Farrah Williams and all across the midfield. It was a really kind of fluid performance, really kind of... They look like they've been playing, you know, those 379 caps that they've got amongst those 3 of them. They look like they played together before. They look like they're a team who knew what each one of them was going to do, the movements in and around. We see the third goal, which she says she didn't know anything about.
If she watches that back, she'll think that's a fantastic volley.
Yeah, of course she will. And how well deserved for Ellen White to score. She made it 4-0 with that top corner strike, and you could see how much it meant to her from the look on her face.
Well, she'll have been wanting to make an impression coming back into the squad, and it being so tight on with so many forwards in contention for so few spots. Ellen White's entire game, the whole 90 minutes, proves why she should be in the squad. It's a great finish. You see the little touch with the right foot, takes it onto the left foot, takes it away from the defender, and it's such a fantastic strike into the top corner.
It is
a clinical finish.
Totally deserved that. Fantastic finish, fantastic celebration. Shows how much you know, how much passion Ellen's got just to play football full stop.
Well, we should be able to hear from Ellen White now. She's with Joe Curry.
Ellen, that was a much improved team performance all round. What was the difference tonight?
I think patience. We've had a really great training week, and we moved the ball around a lot. There's a lot of movement on the field, and it's about time. We scored a lot of goals at home for the crowd, and yeah, we've had a really great week, great team spirit, and no, it's really pleasing to see Rachel Daly obviously score on her debut, and then Nikita Paris come on as well. So we're all really delighted, and we're looking forward to the away leg now.
7 goals, 5 different scorers. How pleasing is that?
Yeah, that's amazing. That's what we want. We want to be scoring goals. and we're really pleased with the 7-0. Obviously, it's great. We've got so many people scoring, and it's exciting, and we look forward to the next game now.
Well done for tonight, Ellen. Mark, let's bring you in. That was a fantastic result. How pleased are you with the performance?
Yeah, we're pleased with the performance. I think it was important today to be a little bit more clinical in front of goal, and credit to the players. They worked really hard this week. Their attitude to training and to meetings and the way they've been with each other has been exceptional, and they deserve that performance. But you can feel it, when they get the build-up and the preparation right, they can produce performances like that. So really, really pleased.
The goals came from all over the pitch tonight. How happy are you about that?
Yeah, we're always pleased. I mean, it's important to score goals, but also another clean sheet as well, which is important. And KB having to make only one save meant we stayed solid, and we were still compact and organised, but had a lot of inventiveness in the final third. And special mention to 2 debutants today. Daly obviously coming in from the start and scoring, and Paris come off the bench. Really pleased for them to join the Lioness family.
Mark, congratulations for the win. Well done.
Thanks, Jim. Thank you.
Chat. How impressive?
Well, it was a resounding victory. Something clicked, obviously, in training camp this week, which has led to everyone looking like they're enjoying the game, which is something we've not seen for a while, is it?
Overall thoughts? Yeah. Overall thoughts, it just looks like people were having fun, and that's what you want. In previous game, it's been frustration, trying to break teams down. Today, they broke the Serbia down, they had fun, and they got the goals.
And a great team effort.
Absolutely, we saw players coming off the bench to make the debuts, players starting, making their debuts. Mark Sampson's got a big pool of players to choose from, and every single one of them is hungry. When they're on that pitch, they wanted to make an impression, but they wanted to do it for their teammates, which is the best way.
And Serbia away on Tuesday.
Yeah, same again, and now it's for the players to, they've performed there, but the players that are on the bench, the players that are in the stand, they will want to, come in and want to have a performance and obviously show what they can do.
OK, well, thank you to both Rachel. So England now head off to Serbia, where they will be looking for a repeat performance on Tuesday. On the big question, in or out of the European Championships, it's looking like in. Goodbye.